So the
Okay,
name
sir.
of the chapter is Introduction to Java. So Java is a class-based object-oriented programming language. Okay, and it works on this principle: write once and run anywhere. It means whenever we write a program in Java, so we have to write single program, and that single program can be executed on different platforms. But this is not true for other programming languages like C and C++. So it means that if I have a computer having Windows operating system, and in this operating system, if I write a program in C or C++ and then compile it, so I'll be able to run that program only on Windows operating system, not on any other operating system like Linux or Mac. Okay, but this is not the case with Java programming. Okay, so when we write a program in Java, so that same program can be executed on different operating systems. Okay, so I'll tell you why it is possible in Java in my later part. Okay, so yesterday I had explained what are the phases of program execution in Java. So first of all, we write program in Java, then we compile it. So after compilation, the source code is converted into byte code, and then interpretation work we do. So that interpretation means converting the byte code into the respective code that is understandable to a particular operating system. Okay, so it is done by this Java virtual machine. So it is a virtual machine that is provided with Java development kit actually. So due to this JVM means Java virtual machine, it is we are able to execute the same code on different platforms. So I'll tell this thing in more detail in my later part of this class. Okay. Next, we had seen types of Java programs. So the first type is applets. So applets are a special Java program that can be executed in web browsers, but only on those web browsers those have Java feature. For example, Netscape web browser. So applets are used for performing different operations in web pages, like taking inputs from the user, performing certain calculation on those input, or for creating animations on the web pages. Okay, next type of Java program is applications. So these are standalone programs. But applets are not a standalone program because applets are implemented through HTML, a markup language used for designing web pages. But Java applications are a standalone program, means these programs can be directly executed in computers. But Java applets are executed with help of Java web browser. Okay, and and these applets are incorporated with HTML web pages actually. Are you able to understand or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you find any problem, you can interrupt and ask. Okay, don't say always yes, sir, because many of you are not able to understand these things because I have seen this from your previous class. You always say yes, sir, but during application, many of you fails. Okay, so you can ask your doubt. So I was explaining types of Java program. So first type is applet. So applet is a special Java program because it is embedded with HTML. I think you all know about HTML. HTML is used for designing web pages. So applets cannot be used directly. It can be used with HTML. So applet is not a standalone program of Java, but Java applications can be used directly. Okay, there is no need of any other supporting language for execution of Java applications. That is why Java applications are known as standalone programs. Now come to this picture where Java source code. Source code means a program written by the programmer. So after completion of this source code, we used to compile that source code. Okay, and this after this compilation, if it is a Java application, then we have to interpret it using interpreter of Java. After interpretation, the output will be shown to the user. But in case of Java applet, after compilation, that bytecode will be used by a Java-enabled web browser. For example, Hot Java or Netscape IE. These are the two Java-enabled web browsers. So only Java-enabled web browsers are able to run Java applet. So after compilation of the source code, Java applets can be executed in Java-enabled web browser, and in the same web browser, output will be shown there. But in case of Java standalone application, after compilation, that bytecode will be interpreted by the interpreter, and then output will be shown to the user. Understood this thing? This difference
Yes,
between
sir.
application and applet.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, means the applications can be directly executed in computers, but applets are executed only in web browsers, only in Java-enabled web browsers. Okay, now the next topic, types of Java applications. So first type is servlets. Okay, so Java servlets are used to create web application. So what is web application? So web application is simple application software, but those softwares are present in servers. Okay, means the work of those servers are to serve the request of the clients. So whenever we as a client put request to the server, so the server generates a particular web page for the client and deliver to us. So this thing is done by Java servlets. So these are the applications, but you should know that these applications are not present at client side, but these are present at the server side. So is there any confusion between client side and server side?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Client side means our computer or smartphone that is putting request to the server. And what is server side? Server side means the computer that is acting like the server, means that is uh, serving the request of the clients. So servlets are installed in servers. Okay, to generate dynamic web page content. I had already shown you what is dynamic web page content. Means the content generated according to the user's preference. Next is Swing application. So Swing application simply means GUI applications developed using Java programming. Okay, so Java programming can be used for developing CUI applications as well as GUI applications. CUI applications you have already seen in class 8, where we use only mouse. There is no GUI components like buttons, images, background, text box, list box. So in CUI applications, nothing will be there regarding the GUI. But in GUI applications, many GUI components will be there, like buttons, menu bar, list box, text box. So those type of applications are known as GUI application. So here, this is MS Word. So MS Word here is a GUI application or CUI application.
The GUI.
GUI
Yes,
application,
sir.
sir.
So it will be
Yes,
GUI.
it is a GUI
G.
application. So Swing applications means this type of application developed using Java programming. Okay. Next is jar. Jar means Java archive. Means whenever we develop any Java application, so several files of Java program will be there for that application. But who is this? Anushka, mute yourself. So all those files can be compressed to make a single file, and that single file will be able to run the uh, same purpose or same features for which that application is developed. So that single file is known as Java archive. So you can consider it as a single compressed file with different Java files together. Okay. Next is mobile applications. So Java programming language can be used for development of application for Android platform. Means we generally use Android operating system in a smartphone. So Java programming language can be used for development of apps for Android operating systems. So these are the 4 Java applications. Next is phases of program execution. So in the first phase, we write the program that is known as Java source code. After completion of the source code, we compile the program, and finally we execute the program. So here using this infographic, you can see Java code means the source code having .java extension will be compiled using Java C compiler. After successful compilation, it will generate bytecode, that is .class file, and every JDK means Java Development Kit. So we need to download and install the JDK in our computer before writing and execution of any Java program. So every JDK comes with JVM. JVM is actually a virtual machine that is installed in our computer along with the JDK, and a special JVM is there for every operating system, actually major operating system, like JVM for Windows OS, JVM for Linux OS, JVM for Mac OS. So after compilation, the bytecode will be generated for a specific operating system. For example, I have Windows operating system. So bytecode will be generated for the Windows JVM. So that bytecode will be executed by JVM of Windows operating system. But if I transfer or if I copy this bytecode and run in another computer having Linux, so that bytecode will be executed by JVM of Linux. So this happens also during the Mac operating system. So that is why Java programs we can execute on different platforms. Platforms here means different operating system. Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any question?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So now I'm going to create a very simple program in Java, and let us see uh, how these things happen. So actually, I'll be not able to show everything because many processes run in background. Like I can show you dot class file generated after compilation, but I cannot show you the JVM because it is an imaginary machine that is installed along with the JDK. So if you have computer at your home, you can also download JDK and all those necessary software components come along with the JDK, and then you will be able to execute Java programs in your computer. Okay, so here it is a Notepad a text editor for typing or for writing the program in whatever the programming language you want. So I'm going to choose Java. Okay. So every Java program must contain at least one class. So class here is a keyword. And after this keyword class, we have to name the class. So you can decide any name for the class, but you have to follow uh, 3 or 4 rules for naming the class or any identifier. So I'm going to name it Hello World. So every class has its own block. So its block is marked inside this curly bracket. Now inside this class, I'll declare a main method. So what is use of main method? Anyone answer?
To start the program, PS program.
Start the program means
So that we are going to write our program.
no. Actually, main method is the place in the program from where execution of the program begins. Okay, there should be a designated place in the program from where the JVM should start the execution of the program. So this designated place is the main method. Okay, so it actually performs nothing. Main method actually performs nothing in the program, but it is actually the place from where execution of any program begins. Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now the main method has also its own block. So again, I am going to enter a pair of curly bracket. So this these things will be present in every Java program. Means there will be one class, and inside the class there will be a main method. So in every program there will be only one main method, because you cannot mark two or more than 2 points for execution of the program in single program actually. Okay, because there should be only one a starting point of execution in single program. Okay, so inside this I'm going to simply display one message system using this system dot out dot println. So println is actually a predefined method to display output on the screen. So since it is a message, so I'll have to type the message inside double inverted comma, then put close this parenthesis and put semicolon. So inside this pair of curly double inverted comma, we are free to type anything, but not outside this, because it will be displayed as it is whatever you type inside double inverted comma here. Okay, so here I am going to type a message. This is demo program. Okay, now I'm going to save it. So click save as, and then here I have a folder Java files. So here I'll save this program. So the name of the class which is containing the main method should be the name of the file also. So hello world is the name of the program file. I'm going to take and then put dot Java as extension. Then click on save. So now we can execute this program in CMD. So it is showing us in C drive users folder and ASUS folder. So I'll have to back out from this ASUS folder. So I'll have to use cd dot command again. Now I am inside C drive. So I have to go in Java files folder because there I have saved my program. So cd Java files. So now I am inside Java files folder. So the first thing I have to do is to compile the program. For this, I'll use Java C command and then name of the program file, hello world dot Java. Enter. So there is no error in that program file. So just I'm going to show you the folder for the dot class file where it is. So just see here, hello world dot Java. This is the original source code. And after compilation, this dot class file is generated now. So this is called the bytecode, and this bytecode is generated after compilation of this hello world dot Java file. Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So in the
Sir,
type you
please
can see.
explain once again.
So you can just see. I am going to delete this file. Now it is not there now. Now again I am going to compile this same file Java C hello world dot Java. Yes, it is now successfully compiled. Now see this. Again, this file comes here or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello world dot class. So this is called the bytecode. Okay, after compilation of the source code, bytecode is generated by the compiler. Okay, so now we have to execute this bytecode to get the result from the program. For this, I'll have to use Java code, Java command actually. So Java and then name of that class file. So the name is hello world. So no need to put the extension dot class here. Okay. Only we have to put the name of the file Java hello world. and press enter. So you can see now this is demo program in the output.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.